This is an ad for one of today's hottest products. If you don't look carefully, though, you might miss what it's advertising. It's this little thing, and it's called
Juul. Looks more like a flash drive or computer device, but it is really another kind of
Juuling, or vaping, has become such a growing trend among youth that the FDA is now calling it an epidemic.
It's now worth about $16 billion.
We are seeing it become more and more of a trend, and with kids' perception risk low, they think that it's not a gateway drug, and then they can go on and use marijuana, and there's nothing that's harming them. It's fine.
While the majority of youth in Washington County don't vape, there are still about 40% that do.
Chocolate, great.
By introducing fruity flavors, makers of the products that go inside these devices have lowered the perception of risk.
A Juul is a vaping device. It's smaller, it's sleeker. People are calling it like the iPhone of vapes because it's kind of hip and it's sleek and cool, and so lots of people have been getting into those.
It's a lot better than having like something this big that looks kind of like a lightsaber. You know, you could kind of Juul anywhere in discreetness.
I've actually seen people put them in their backpack and then they'll blow their cloud of smoke into their backpack and then try to like run their hand so they don't, no one sees the smoke, and then there's people that will post that on like their Snapchat stories just thinking it's like the funniest thing ever.
Affordable and easy to find, these Juuls can contain 3 times the nicotine of other vaping devices. Kira is one of 1,000 students who signed in to the Utah Public Health Department's online course to learn more about the risks of e-cigarettes and vaping. Clearing the Vapor, or CTV, is being used in health education classes in the county's public schools to educate students on the harmful effects of vaping.
So it's a really important thing. I think all kids, especially teenagers, should get on and do this module because it's important to realize what vaping is and how it affects you and the people around you.
And it takes about an hour to complete the course. You can log in and log out as many times as you need until you complete the course. There's a lot of educational videos. We tried to provide it a way that would be attractive to youth.
A school resource officer at Desert Hills High for 7 years, Steve Linton can only refer students to the vice principal when they are reported as using the products on school grounds.
Really, with the new legislation, with the new juvenile justice laws, there's not a lot that we as officers here in the schools can do. Like I said, we'll bring them down to the vice principal's office. We'll go through their backpacks. We'll ask them to empty their pockets. We do not pat them down.
While the new module has only been available since August, Vice Principal Eric Christensen said they use it as part of a consequence for vaping.
Students will come in, we'll have them go into in-school suspension, which is right there by my office. I can kind of monitor them. And during that time, they'll do the Clearing the Vape module. You know, they have to score 100% on it. They have to read and educate themselves about what it is they're doing to their bodies, doing to their lungs, and with that information they walk out of that having, you know, a better understanding of what vaping does.
Even if a kid were to get nicotine-free e-juice, there are still hundreds of cancer-causing carcinogens in them.
And at the end, most students tend to think differently.
And we have had a number of youth that had no idea that it harms them, and they walk away with better education, and hopefully they make the smart decision and choose to quit using.
The course can be taken at home, and students are encouraged to share it with their parents.
And these tools are available for parents, whether their kids vape or not. So
the health department is now working on getting the course integrated into intermediate and middle schools.
Sharps data will be assessed here in the next few months, and then we'll have data as to see what is the #1 drug used here in Washington County. And right now it is e-cigarettes, so we would like to keep pushing clearing the vapor into schools for as long as it remains a problem.
The new online module is one of a kind and is even being requested by others.
We have people from, I think, Vermont that have taken it, and Tooele County is interested in getting a hold of it. And
we're finding that kids are using these things earlier and earlier, so we need to start educating them earlier and earlier. But I think it needs to be more than just even the schools. We really need the parents to get involved.
I think it starts off as them just trying to fit in and be cool and just feel like they're on top of the world, but in the end it does become addictive.
To challenge your knowledge on clearing the vapor, log on to the Southwest Utah Public Health Department's website. In Washington County, Melissa Anderson, CEC News.